Good morning, dear students! Welcome to our subjects, Disciplines in the Applied Social Sciences. Second semester, Quarter 3, Week 5. This is Rafi Aguilar, your teachers. Before we begin to our formal discussion this morning, don't forget to visit our official website at GAITF.sims.school/LCMS. I repeat, GAITF.sims.school/LCMS. Log in your account there, visit the learning path, download the PDF files, and don't forget to answer the quizzes and the activities I uploaded. So today we have a new discussion, but let me ask you these questions. Class, are you ready to listen? I guess everyone is ready, so I will not make it too long. Now, let's start. Now class, what do you think is our topic for this morning? Okay, so based on the background shown on the screen, you can say that our topic might be counseling. Yes, of course, it's still part of the counseling, but specifically our topic for this morning is clientele and audiences in counseling. So class, do you have any idea about this? If not, then let's find out for a few more slides. Shall we? Okay. Before we start discussing our topic for this morning, of course, don't forget to bear in mind our objectives for this morning. And the following objectives are: first, describe the clientele of counseling. Second, illustrate the different processes and methods involved in counseling. And last, distinguish the needs of individuals, groups, organizations, and communities. So this may serve as our compass for today's discussion, no? Our guides. So we will obtain this at the end of the lesson. The clientele and audiences of the counseling services come from the different settings. Individuals, organizations, and communities or group of people with varying needs seek help from counseling services. The needs vary for each type of clientele and audience of counseling. In a school context, guidance and counseling aims to address needs such as job hunting, coaching, conflict management, and many others. While in other settings, cases vary from marriage, counseling, drug addiction, and rehabilitation, as well as bereavement to cases of abuse and traumatic experiences. Now see the difference, no, in different contexts. So I mean in different settings, in school context and in other settings, no. So cases vary, no, depending upon the different settings, no. So whether in group or individual, those who avail counseling services are the clientele and audiences of counseling. So those who avail, no, of counseling services are called as the clientele and audiences of counseling. Characteristics of individual clients of counseling. So what are those characteristics? Okay, so let's find out. The clientele and audiences of counseling are individuals who need assistance. They may need help in realizing a change in behavior or attitude, or simply seeking directions to achieve a certain goal in life. These growing numbers of clients arises due to mental health concerns from mild to severe cases. This helping process can be beneficial to anyone who experiences stress, depression, anxiety, and other emotional turmoil. Individuals who are experiencing problems in their personal relationship, gender, sexuality issues, or any circumstances that matter to a person can be helped through counseling. No? So, those who are experiencing problems like personal relationship, gender, sexuality issues, or any circumstances that matter to a person can be helped through counseling. This may include development of social skills, effective communication, spiritual direction, decision making, and career choices. The group of organization as client of counseling. So there are group of communication. Group of organization as client of counseling. So what are those groups? Okay, so the list of problems that counselors deal with every day can go on and on, but through the years, especially counseling populations have evolved. The special clientele in groups has been given increasing attention by the counseling profession to frequent occurrences. Groups exist in communities, organizations, students in school, teachers, and departments in workplaces. Such an entity can undergo group counseling to meet counseling needs on that level. The needs can range from the desire to reduce or manage conflict to the goal of becoming more productive as a team by working together. Some of the group processes and procedures resemble those that are applied to individuals. However, some are incredibly unique to group and organizational context. The community as client of counseling. Conducting community counseling is essential in times of calamity and natural disasters and other events that cause stress to people in the community. Experiencing traumatic events is something that requires collective and action in reaching out through therapeutic activities. The community looks for assistance to combat post-traumatic events, and counseling empowers them to go on with their lives. They are also encouraged to release the danger of lacking their own capacity to move on from distress. Lesson 2. The settings, processes, methods, and tools in counseling. Counseling often has a stigma associated with it, given the history of how mental health issues had been addressed in our society. The reality is we all struggle with life problems, and anyone can benefit from counseling. We usually have tendencies to find relief when we want to express our thoughts and feelings when we have problems. But sometimes, friends or family members may not have the skills necessary to help us get deep into an issue. It is not something that is just for people who want to help others. This human journey in counseling is sometimes complex, that not only it needs to fit in proper settings, processes, and methods, but also to use different tools to cater to whatever is needed. Settings of counseling. Settings in which a counseling professional may work include private practice, community settings, the legal system, long short-term care facilities, advocacy, roles, and in the educational system. In each setting, different skills and training are required. Government setting. Counseling professionals in government setting work with various government agencies that have counseling services such as social welfare, correctional department, the court system, child and women affairs services, schools, military, police, mental and foster homes, and rehabilitation centers. Counseling settings vary widely, but the processes, methods, and tools used by counselors are very similar. Private sectors settings. The counselors is private sectors provide services or works for NGOs, specialized for profit centers and organizations that render a variety of counseling services designed for individuals or groups. It has also a civil society setting. So the context of civil society is generally charities or non-profit and issue-based centers or organizations for abused women, abandoned children, and elderly, veterans, teachers, professionals, or religious groups. School setting. So school counselors assume mainly different responsibilities and tasks based on the particular needs of the students. So guidance services vary based on the program the school is offering. The role of the school counselor is more complex since the needs of students vary. Basically, counseling in these settings provides guidance for the students to help them in every aspect of their growth and development as individuals. B. The processes of counseling. Counseling processes refers to events, characteristics, or conditions that occur during interaction between counselor and client. Its process is different from each individual or couple. However, it may be helpful to get a sense of the style of counseling. Process can refer to what the counselor does with the client as well as how change occurs within the client. It is a planned, structured dialogue between a counselor and a client. It is a cooperative process in which a trained professional helps a person called the client to identify sources of difficulties or concerns that he or she is experiencing. Together, they develop ways to deal with and overcome these problems in order for the client to acquire new set of skills and increase understanding of him or herself and of others. Step 1. Building rapport or needs assessment. So the first step involves building relationship and gaining the trust of the counselee while establishing the client's condition at the same time. It focuses on engaging clients to explore issues that directly affect them. This is the diagnostic procedure that may range from systematic observation to conducting a formal survey using a questionnaire in order to determine the needs of the client. It is the heart of the counseling process that serves as the foundation of success. It entails analysis of the root causes of the problem. The data gathered will be utilized in the formulation of the intervention program. Step 2. Goal setting or designing intervention plan. Goals are important because they set the direction of the counseling process. They serve as the parameter of the intervention program. This step involves the collection and classification of information about the client's life situation and reasons for seeking counseling. It also involves setting an agreement between the counselor and the counselee after formulating goals and program plan. Step 3. Implementation, problem-solving program. So this comprises the actual process of the outline mapping of strategies for intervention that entails clients' activity participation in the process of helping themselves. This is where goals play an important role in giving direction. It involves making a commitment to achieve the set goals. Step 4. Counseling processes or monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring the counseling process is essential in tracking the record of the helping process. This step determines the success and failure of the programs. It can tell if the goals are met or if challenges are at stakes that distract the implementation program. This stage can be undertaken with the research that is fundamental part of the evaluation. Result of the research provides a scientific appreciation of the counseling situation. Step 5. Follow-up or termination or referral. Counselors are always mindful and careful in dealing with clients to avoid fostering dependency. It is important that the clients realize their own needs. That is why preparation for termination begins long before the actual termination period. Terminating the counseling process is also considered when it seems counseling is not being helpful. Think of this as means of empowering clients and creating an awareness to review their own progress and to create closure between the client and the counselor. C. Methods of counseling. The most fundamental aspect of any counseling is the relationship between the counselor and the client. Several studies have established that the client's perspective of the quality of therapeutic relationship is one of the most important factors being considered by clients in achieving the goals of the therapy. The importance of this relationship far outweighs the importance of the counselor's qualifications or the style of counseling being employed. Therefore, it is vital to find a counselor who feels right for you. The following methods are among the basic counseling approaches commonly used today with brief descriptions of their meanings. Adlerian approach. So, Adlerian therapy is an approach pioneered by Alfred Adler. It is also called individual psychology, that it focuses on creating a therapeutic relationship that is cooperative, encouraging, and practical. In this approach, Adlerian counselors identify obstacles and create effective strategies in working towards their clients' goals. It is believed that by helping clients gain insight of their lifestyle and personal values, it helps them understand and question their usual patterns of behavior. And that would be all, students, for today. Thank you for having your time with me. Before we end this this session, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, GAITF. And of course, don't forget to visit our official website at gaitf.sims.school/LCMS. So once again, thank you everyone and stay safe. God bless everyone. Bye.